There exists a tale of a chosen Beyblade, born of fire, formed from sparks, forged by the hands of not the two creators, but the will of the one they call Chester. They say it spun like a spiral of flames, leaving every bay it touched marked and destroyed. Now, the two creators are gone, off to create a new world of X, leaving the realm of bursting chaos. People have formed unspeakable bays through dark magic. These monsters run amok, defeating every bay in their path with their godly gimmicks. Together they have come to clash against each other, in a tournament like no other. And so, the chosen must rise once more. Rise from the ashes. Rise from the depths. Rise from the meme graveyard. Rise, flaming hot Cheeto.
In the past, there were a limited amount of Beyblades you could purchase with set appearances and abilities. But now, we're in the future. We live in a time where you can 3D model and print your very own custom Beyblade. It is possible to create a Beyblade of your dreams and watch them battle against your friends. And in today's video, I drove all the way to Pennsylvania to compete in the first ever custom Beyblade tournament. A tournament where each competitor brings their very own 3D printed Beyblade with unique powers and abilities. Unlike standard Beyblades, the design can be a lot more intense and allows for more liberty. You'll never find a traditional Beyblade with razor blades, but at a custom Beyblade tournament, anything is game. There were a ton of wild Beyblades and wild battles. You definitely don't want to miss this video. And if you like these tournament videos, consider subscribing because it really helps us out. Anyway, let's get started. Now, of course, for this tournament, I needed a partner. A Beyblade so powerful it would not only demolish the competition, but go even further and destroy the opponent's morale. And there was no custom Beyblade better for the job than my very own GT evolution of the most heavenly Beyblade to spin on this earth, Flaming Hot Cheeto. This guy's special ability comes from the paint on its layer. When an opponent's Beyblade comes into contact with Cheeto, its bright orange paint, much like the real Cheeto, stains them, leaving the opponent with a mark that will forever remain a part of their bay. Now, this might seem like a useless ability in battle because, well, it kinda is. All I'm doing is staining their Beyblade orange. But keep in mind that my competitors have spent months customizing their Beyblade and making sure it looks the best way possible. They drew their design, handpicked a custom avatar, printed it with the most beautiful color combination that Takara Tomy could only wish they could come up with. And then when they come to the tournament to flex their masterpiece, some dumb random orange GT Beyblade pulls up and ruins all of that in 2 seconds. Seeing their Beyblade vandalized like that is going to have a large effect on their morale and therefore hinder their ability to focus. Also, staining their Beyblades orange is just kind of funny. Anyway, with my custom Beyblade chosen, I was ready. So I grabbed my friend Jake and we drove to Pennsylvania to compete in this custom tournament. I was kind of nervous at first going in, but excited to see all the different Beyblades people have made and the unique abilities that these Beyblades possess.
It was playing out of somewhere. There it is.
When we got there, we were immediately thrown into the first match of the tournament, and my first opponent was no other than the 3D modeling master, Angry Face. If you don't know Angry Face, he's a famous 3D modeler in the Beyblade community and has made plenty of custom Beyblades and accessories over the years. He's the one that made the metal armor upgrades for Achilles and Genesis, shown in the Beyblade Geeks video. Heck, the custom Cheeto Beyblade that I'm using uses a super heavy custom weight made by him. And his Beyblade, oh my goodness, was it crazy, guys. He brought this white Beyblade with a shape inspired by a flippin' BattleBot to deal maximum damage. Not only that, it had metal balls infused into the layer, giving it extra weight. For the tournament, the maximum a Beyblade could weigh was 100 grams, and this thing weighed a whopping 96.6. He called this Beyblade No Chill, for obvious reasons. My poor Beyblade was going to get destroyed in the first match. But nevertheless, we started the battle.
Why is it so scary?
Lucky for me though, as scary as it wasn't hitting Cheeto, and it was wasting its stamina. but even with losing most of its spin, its attacks were absolutely crazy. Somehow we were able to win the first battle, but going into the second battle, I didn't think we would be so lucky. If that Beyblade hit Cheeto even once with full spin, I'm pretty sure Cheeto would snap in half. But as scared as I was, they dragged me into the second battle. And this time around, Cheeto was the one circling no chill. At first, I thought this was a bad thing.
Go in the middle.
But as the battle went on, I realized that circling the bay was a valid strategy, as it drained the opponent's stamina, and in the end, Cheeto barely took the second win. The score was now 2-0, and we just needed one more point to win the match. I was feeling pretty good. All I needed to do was launch Cheeto as hard as I could and stall my opponent again. But this time, my opponent knew my strategy and aimed for the ridge of the stadium. With only one hit, he was able to absolutely destroy Cheeto and tied up the score. The next battle would decide it all.
3, 2, 1, go shoot. Oh man. It's so angry.
Cheeto!
And even though Cheeto put up a good fight, it was no match for this super aggressive Beyblade. Now, although we lost, I'm gonna be honest, that was a lot of fun. The battles were crazy and intense, and it was cool to see the creative designs and powers each player gives to their Beyblade. Anyway, after my first loss, I was ready to go into my second match. My opponent's Beyblade seemed to be a dynamite upgrade of the GT Layer Naked, which was released with Naked Spriggan and Random Booster Volume 18. We're gonna have to censor this Beyblade. Anyway, its combo was Over Zone plus Dash, and it seemed to be a Beyblade specializing in stealing spin. Its power was spin equalization. However, you can't really steal spin from Cheeto because all you're going to steal is Cheeto dust. So in the first round, we were able to easily outspin our opponent and win. And in the second round, Cheeto circled the opponent, but in the end, he won with a spin finish as well. And finally, for the third round, Cheeto just knocked him out into the pocket because of its massive Cheeto muscles, giving us an easy victory for the second match. For my third match, I was up against none other than my rival Jake the Dragon Blader. He showed up with a custom-made Dynamite Layer evolution to Excalibur, the one showcased in my $1 versus $500 Beyblade video. We were going to have to verse a $500 Beyblade. Unlike the Xiphoid ring, his ring was modeled after the shape of Siege Excalibur from the Evolution series, giving the Beyblade extremely hard-hitting contact points. However, the teeth on Excalibur weren't enough to support these crazy impacts, and most of the time, it would end up bursting. So according to Jake, his Beyblade power was losing. So I was pretty confident going into the next battle, until Jake revealed his Beyblade's second attribute.
This is where your Beyblade breaks.
I believe it, but I'm already orange, so you can't stain me.
Oh, no.
His Beyblade counters Cheeto's only ability! This is gonna be a more even match than I thought.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What are you doing? Yeah!
In the end, Cheeto was able to kind of destroy him, but the match wasn't over
Players
yet.
ready. 3, 2, 1, go shoot! Oh, let's go!
In the second round, Jake actually managed to get a hard hit without bursting and smack Cheeto straight into the pocket. His ability to resist orange stains was coming in clutch, making the score 2-1. All I needed to do was win one more battle, but Jake could turn this whole match around with a burst. This third match would decide it all.
Players ready. 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
That's what we call the Cheeto Crush.
That was a 4-1. The Cheeto Crush. At least it wasn't 4-0. Yeah, I know, I got a point. I'm happy.
In the end though, Jake's Beyblade did what it does best and lost the match by a burst, giving Cheeto and I the victory. At this point, we were guaranteed a place in the quarterfinals, but we still had one more match to go. Our fourth and final match of the first part of the tournament had us going up against this rainbow Beyblade called
Intracolad Avenger?
Yeah.
Its power comes from its enormous size. I've seen this thing battle other Beyblades in the tournament, and it's so big that it's basically immune to pocket outs. It literally does not fit in the pocket and will just jump out. It's going to be a pretty hard match. The battle started off pretty intense, but Cheeto ended up going crazy and jumped straight into the pocket. Sadly, because it wasn't as big as Avenger, it couldn't get out, making the score 0-1. The next battle though was even crazier. Cheeto was doing really well and even hit the opponent into the pocket, but of course because of its size, it jumped out and knocked Cheeto into the opposing pocket instead, making the score 2-0. If we want to win this match, we needed a miracle. So I grabbed Cheeto and was ready to launch the Beyblade as hard as possible for the last battle. In the end though, it wasn't enough and we ended up losing. Like I said earlier, however, our score was 2 wins and 2 losses, and it was enough to get us into the semifinals. So while we did lose, we still had a chance to win the whole tournament. It was now time for the semifinals. Out of all the competitors, only 4 made it to the final 2 rounds, where it was now first to 5 points instead of 3, and it was single elimination, which means if you lose, you're out of the tournament. You die in the game, you die in real life. My opponent was none other than Angry Face, the one with the killer white Beyblade with insane recoil, the first Beyblade we lost to in the tournament. So of course, going into this battle, I wasn't the most confident.
It's time to lose.
Let's see. Believe in yourself.
Alright,
Believe it.
Alright, Blade is ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
With one giant hit, Angry Face's Beyblade No Chill launched Cheeto so hard that it literally flew out of the stadium, giving Angry Face 2 points. After that battle, I didn't have much faith in Cheeto, but of course that orange son of a Beyblade proved me wrong. Somehow Cheeto was able to use the opponent's Beyblade's recoil against it and burst it, tying up the score. Winning the match was actually possible now. Cheeto started this match strong and aggressive, and it was the one attacking this time. Now although Angry Face's Beyblade had amazing attack power, it lacked stamina, and Cheeto was able to use that and outspin the Beyblade, making the score 3-2. We just needed 2 more points. The next battle could decide it all. Cheeto again goes on the attack, but this time it doesn't go as well, and Cheeto gets launched into the pocket, tying up the score once again, 3-3. We start the 4th battle, and Cheeto goes on the offense, but this time it misses all of its attacks and ends up circling the Beyblade. After losing spin, it moves to the center, and both Beyblades consecutively attack each other.
That was brave.
This time though, Cheeto is hit too hard and is outspun. At this point, I knew the only way I could win this battle was with a burst. So I got ready, and for the 5th battle, I launched Cheeto as hard as I could.
3, 2, 1.
The battle ended in a crazy double burst, meaning bursting Angry Face's Beyblade and winning wasn't such a far-fetched idea. So that was my plan going into the 6th and final match.
3, 2, 1.
Ah, you're so stupid.
But in the end, Cheeto was no match for the crazy aggressive Beyblade, and we ended up losing and getting kicked out of the tournament. However, it wasn't all over. Cheeto, with its power to stain Beyblades, left its mark on Angry Face's Bey. The power of Cheeto will live on in Angry Face's Beyblade as it goes into the final match. It'll carry Cheeto's legacy, and with the power of Cheeto, Angry Face went and got completely destroyed. Anyway, overall, this Beyblade tournament was a lot of fun. It was great seeing everyone show up with their own custom Beyblade, and the crazy battles were a breath of fresh air compared to burst battles, where most battles consist of stealing spin for 5 minutes, where Beyblade just kind of like lightly tap each other. In this tournament, all the battles were intense, and every Beyblade had something unique about them. Even though we didn't win, I'm glad we were able to show up and have some fun. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like the tournament style videos, leave a like and a comment, and maybe I'll make some more videos like this in the future. I'll try to keep competing until I actually win a tournament. Anyway, see you guys later. Have a nice day. LeftBurst out.